Hi all. It has been a very long time without posting anything. What can I say? Was very busy with a lot of things in life, but happy to be back here and able to post. I've read a lot of comments on the net, forums, people ask me questions on YouTube, but hope to start again and keep on continuing with the experiments. Did some of a cleanup so we can get the circuits running, and did some additional connections which I've never done before, which will be interesting, and some stuff to talk about as well. So a lot of people having some trouble connections, outputs of some Akula circuits. For instance, this one is very famous. About this one, the kacher connections, signals being shared, and especially what I don't see that often amongst other experimenters is by connecting kacher from secondary output of your yoke configuration. So this is exactly what I did. The highlighted points are very important while connecting it. It's not entirely hooked up, it's just that I have the 3 turns area disconnected. We have a diode arrangement right here, which is just open and connect to one of the leads. Same antenna of the kacher. As you can see, after the 28 or to 30 turns is being filtered, passing through the IO bridge ultra fast, which then passes through this filtering and then straight to primary of Tesla coil and the circuitry. Our frequency generator, push pull, that's it. So later on, don't know when, we'll be adding up some diode bridges at the very end because we need DC. Yeah, one leg broke, so that has to be fixed very soon. There are other things that have to be done which I've never seen on the net too much. People ain't touching this part of tech which was presented so many times, and people are not putting the puzzle like enough together to figure out things. I mean, let's try them out. So here we have high capacity diodes and very interesting elements that we will be using. Some of you are familiar with them, and we'll be heat sinking them, and those will be used at the output area. So some of you were also asking what type of voltages will be added to the Tesla kacher. Well, over here I'll manage to put about 150 volts DC into primary, so it's quite crazy. I could adjust like 90 volts to 150. It can handle 200 volts DC, but I don't want that to happen for now. It's not needed. So some of you are also familiar with this one. I also made the filter for it. So basically they say it's 24 volts. You could use 24 volts on it, but I would say it could handle 200 volts DC, 150 volts DC as well for certain results. Alright, let's turn the system on and you'll see a tremendous output of RF. Oh yeah, very dangerous. Let me keep a distance with my cell phone. Could easily make 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters arcs with this arrangement. Still have the mod here for dead time control. As you can see, I could, when tuning the push-pull circuitry, the TL494. So, as you can see, well, what's dangerous is when I connect it to the antenna, to the Faraday piece, I'll get a bit of, I would say, amperage. Yeah. Be right back. I'll hook it up. Yes. It's connected. Now to turn on the system, I have a fluorescent there. Oh yeah. It's on. Let's see what we can see. Oof. Those are very, very nasty arcs. Even at the 3 turns area, you'll be able to see. What goes in the 3 turns area. Let me see to focus a bit so you guys could see a bit more in detail. Output area. It's crazy, dangerous, and this is the type of output that we need, which needs to be rectified and enters our caps, and but pulsed, you know. So these arcs are like really orangey looking and dangerous, and they melt the terminal like in an instant. Even the rod turns to be very hot or could almost melt. But as you can see over here, it's just simple RF. Let's do something different. Let's tune it down a bit. Uh-oh, what just happened? It was out of range. Now it's just lightning arcs. But just don't tune it because I don't want it to arc too long, otherwise it will EMP my cell phone. And yeah, in a different setting. Anyway, that was about it. If I keep tuning the width, I'll be getting like really nasty lightning strikes coming from the antenna, so long it even hits the surface. So it's quite crazy. Gonna tune it back to full potential. Use a bit of ground, see what we can get out. I can't even like get a clear shot out of it. You hear that zooming? So this is what we need to harvest the output and try to fill up the caps like continuously. This is what we need to focus on. I know a lot of people are like, hey, something has to be done here. Of course, you need to resonate the collector so to get more efficient high voltage coming out, as you can see. This is from the 3 turns. Let's see what I can do on the focus. This burns a hole. It doesn't shock you, but it burns. But the moment it gets into the capacitors, it will shock you to death. That's for sure. Yep. You need these open ends to be up because otherwise it starts arcing everywhere and I can't even touch anything. And this is why it's on a wooden board. Alright, so that's about it for now. Our crazy setup is right here. Tune it a bit more. Oh yeah, that's a crazy motherfucker. Sorry about that. Battery just died on me, but guess I'll start to end the video just in a bit. I'll turn it on for a few moments more. Let's see what we can do. Oh yeah. Crazy, right? It's a lot of suction going on here and it's very violent. Well, this is the result of a certain amount of voltage. Let's see. Oh yeah, before even ending it all, let's see what I can do with a voltmeter on DC. Crap. So we'll start to measure the DC output so you guys can see the output that's being given, or yeah, the input to the kacher. So let's see, let's turn it on. I disconnect the primary. So, oh yeah, see right now it's given like 100 volts DC, but if I tune it correctly, could get it like 100, almost 150 volts DC. That's been fed, and by the correct arrangements, yeah, you'll get a very nasty output, which you have to be coupling your capacitors to it, getting a tremendous output. Managed to build one of those Vasmus towers. I was trying to do something with it. The reason why these parts are here. So let's see what we can do. All right. In some previous videos of mine, I had my third windings, fourth windings only connected in serial resonance with the bifiller on top of the grenade, and applying the kacher, and I was partially lighting this up, but it wasn't powered by the yoke, it was just straight to the PSU. Almost had the range of where things start to happen within this this area. So where things start to get interesting, where the particles start to accelerate and add up to the existing magnetic field. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Laters.